Should you compare yourself to other people in your sport? The general answer is no. You shouldn't compare yourself to anyone in your sport, especially when they are like better. Like it wouldn't really make sense you comparing yourself to someone who's like not better. You know, that's general advice. That you shouldn't compare yourself. That you should just try to be better than you were before. When your PB is like whatever 40 seconds in something in a race, then you should go 39. And then you won by that definition of comparing yourself, like not comparing yourself. But really just fuck the general advice, because that's not what you should do. Like, never. That's absolutely stupid to not compare yourself. But why do they say that you comparing yourself to others is bad? Well, because it makes you feel worse, demotivated. Well, yeah, then absolutely, then you shouldn't compare yourself. But the question is more like, how should you compare yourself? Because I can compare myself to Michael Phelps, the best Olympian that ever lived. And I will end up more motivated and more hungry for success than somebody who will just compare himself to someone who's just a little bit better and they feel worse immediately. That's stupid. Like, I can compare myself to Michael Phelps and feel better. How is that? Michael Phelps, my age, was already an Olympian and one of the best swimmers who like lived. And I'm nowhere near that shit. And how can I still end up feeling better? Well, as I said, it's how you do it. When I look at Michael Phelps, I don't look at his times, everything he did, these medals, his gold medals, his 23 gold medals at the Olympics. No, I don't look at those. Yeah, of course I look at those, but not in a way that I don't have none of those and he has those and that's it. And he's better. You know who compares themselves like this to other people? The people who lose. The people who never get into the real game. Olympics, World Championships, European Championships, NCAA, all this stuff. The people who compare themselves like that, you don't hear about them for a reason. Or you do at your local meet, or like a local race, whatever. So comparing yourself like that is absolutely trash and you shouldn't do it. But overall, comparing yourself is one of the stuff that will motivate you the most than anything else. After every single race, it doesn't matter if I won, if I got like a medal, like good placement, or if I completely sucked. The next day I was always more motivated. It didn't matter if I won, if I lost. I always ended up being more motivated. Because it's just how you compare yourself. If somebody's better than you shouldn't just cry about it and be just, yeah, he's better than me. Did you ever like try to talk to that person? It's like with Phelps, it would be pretty hard to get in contact with, but like there are a lot of other people that would kick my ass. The same for you. If somebody's better than you, there is really just one thing that you should do. Go and talk to him. Ask him the freaking questions. Like, why are you better than me? Like, well, not like this exactly, but there might be something specific that you care about. And even if that person is better than you by this much. If somebody's better than you at like technique in like 5%, that's enough to win over you. So you will be second and he will be first. That's enough. It might be something simple. Yeah, I just do this small thing and then I feel better. And you can just ask him and he will tell you if he's not like an asshole who's like, yeah, I don't tell you my secrets. If that's the case, just fuck him, whatever. That won't happen to you. Most of the people, if you ask them for advice, they are happy to answer. It's not like this. Yeah, they have their secret that they don't talk about. Well, if the answer is like performance enhancing drugs, then it probably won't tell you. But overall, no. It's like if you would have the chance to like talk to an Olympian, a world champion, a really good athlete in your sport. Like, And you should compare yourself to him as much as you can. And don't like, yeah, he's better than everything, better in everything. It's more like, how can I improve from the knowledge that he can give me? You know, if you have the opportunity to ask someone who's been at the Olympics a question, then you fucking use that opportunity. If you don't have any questions, like, that's pathetic. Like, force yourself to think about anything, literally. Like, the most simplest question can bring out stuff that you wouldn't even think about that it existed, you know. So if somebody's better, you should compare like brutally. Like, he's doing this, I'm not doing that, you know, everything, the whole thing, not just like, if I compare myself to Phelps, then again, okay, he has the medals. He was 1,000 times more disciplined, more focused than me, you know. Nobody really talks about those stuff. And it's not just in sports, it's overall. And you want to have the kind of people that if you kind of get you motivated, if you like talk to them and automatically you compare yourself to them. If I talk to one of my friends and I hear that he's getting more disciplined, more serious about something, he's improving, doing something else, my first thought is like, yeah, he's just better than me. No, my first thought is like, no, I need to up my game, you know, to match him. Like, this makes sense, does it? You know, just comparing yourself like this lazy fat person on the beach. Yeah, that guy's fit, probably good genetics or whatever. You know, that's the fat guy. You aren't the fat guy, fat piece of shit who's just lazy. You know, you need to compare yourself in a way that you will be better. You will improve. That's the way you should compare. Like this bullshit that comparison is the thief of joy. Well, is it? Well, it depends. A lot of times, you know, sometimes you compare yourself and you're like, I'm better than all of those motherfuckers, you know, and you just feel good. But not always. Doesn't need to be a case. A lot of times, like older people, like if you're like 25 years old and stuff, might be the case. But when you're younger, a lot of people are just better than you because genetics, some talent, parents have money, good coach, and this stuff like that. You know, it's not that much about you being disciplined and doing the right stuff. But the people who are the best at 15 will not be the best at 19, 20, 21, 22, 25 years old. And in life, there is that age, 25 years old. At that age, you will see on everybody that if they worked hard or not, you know, at 25. Because, like, your dad can be rich, but at 25, you know, you will be a loser. You will be ugly because you're not disciplined, you eat shit food, don't work out and stuff. It's like the pretty girls at like 17, 16, if they don't take care of themselves, they will be ugly as fuck when they're 25. Same for the guys. But it's true, like, the opposite. That if somebody is like ugly, in like when they're 17, at 25 they could be complete shed, you know, like gorgeous, like models, you know. So that can be with anything, sports performance, increasing money, you know, and all that stuff. Like, people, you know, like, people get rich in their 20s. Like, I mean, not like, yeah, he's making 3,000 euros a month. No, I mean like freaking millionaires, and that's possible. You just need to put in the hard work. When I was talking to friends, you know, and something with goals, and they said me, yeah, they told me that in like 8 or like 7 years they would want to like achieve their goal. And let me tell you, basically they want to like represent their country or something like that, international stage, or like win a medal on nationals and stuff. And I was kind of disgusted in 8 or 7 years, dude. If you would ask me where I will be in 7 years, I would tell you millionaire, Olympian, fucking all the other stuff, dude. Like, I'm ambitious as fuck, you know. I'm energized as fuck. I'm talking to the camera. I'm just I'm screaming basically at the camera and the wall behind it. You know, ambitions, you know. So, yeah, you need to compare yourself to improve, to get motivated. You need to do it. Like, yeah, that's it. Pretty simple. Nobody will tell you this type of advice. Everybody will just tell you the gay shit. You don't compare, don't compare. No, no. You need to compare. You need to compare like this. So this is everything I wanted to tell you. Have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.